Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. In this video, I want to talk about an article that recently came out where it describes Meghan as a CEO, and I'm going to go into her characteristics and being a CEO, including the responsibilities of a CEO and how narcissism ties into all of this. I am not a therapist, but I am approaching this as someone who grew up around a lot of narcissists and then I married one. My stepmom is a malignant narcissist, and I believe that Meghan Markle behaves exactly like my stepmom does, in my opinion, and so take that as you may. Let's get into this article. The article is titled, Meghan Markle Plans Powerful 2025 Comeback with Netflix Show and Lifestyle Brand Launch. It was published on November 30. The subheading says, in early 2025, Meghan Markle will launch a Netflix show and her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. Meghan Markle is all set to make a comeback in the public domain in 2025. The Duchess of Sussex was rarely spotted out and about in the city or on occasion as she was busy prepping up for her grand comeback. According to Page 6 reports, she will launch her cooking, gardening, and entertaining-based show on Netflix in early 2025. In addition, she will also draw curtains on her much-anticipated lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. Markle's marvelous comeback in 2025. The news of her brand's launch comes amid speculations that the developments of her new project were not very impressive. The brand promotion so far includes sending baskets of homemade jams to Markle's best friends. There were also questions about the team working on the brand, as the jams were not made in collaboration with local factories or jam makers near her home in Southern California. A Hollywood insider even told Page 6 that they had heard rumors of the brand turning into a you-know-what show. However, another source told the news outlet, she's been keeping her cards close to her chest, but I can tell you that she is the CEO of American Riviera Orchard, so all these rumors about her having a hard time finding a CEO are false. Before we continue with an analysis, I want to focus on this last sentence, that she isn't looking for another CEO because she is the CEO, and it reminds me of another Seinfeld episode where Jerry is famously known as always dating someone, and finally he bumps into someone and who's played by Janine Garofalo, and he falls in love with her. He is planning to get married to her, and she is just like him. She eats cereal all the time just like he does. Her humor is just like his. She talks just like him.
She's just like me. She talks like me. She acts like me. She even orders cereal in a restaurant. We even have the same initials. Wait a minute, I just realized what's going on.
What?
Now I know what I've been looking for all these years. Myself. I've been waiting for me to come along. And now I've swept myself off my feet.
Is that not the same energy or what? Okay, so let's get into what I wanted to talk about, the meat and potatoes of this video. First, I want to define a CEO, their responsibilities, and then I'll talk about, in general, what narcissists are like as CEOs, challenges they have, and traits they might have. And then let's talk about Meghan as CEO. So a CEO is the highest ranking executive in an organization and has both leadership and managerial responsibilities. They need to set vision and have strategy. They define the company's direction and long-term goals. They communicate this vision to employees, stakeholders, and the public. They oversee operations. They make sure that departments align with the company's strategic objectives. They monitor company performance and adjust strategies as needed. They make high-level decisions regarding policy, operations, and company direction. They resolve critical challenges and seize growth opportunities. They are responsible for the finances. They manage budget, oversee financial performance, and they ensure profitability. They communicate these financial results to shareholders and the board. So these are all really, really important. And then on top of all that, they represent the company to the public. They are the face of the company to investors, customers, and the media. And they protect and enhance the company's reputation. Also, they are responsible for leadership development. They build and manage a strong leadership team. They foster a positive and productive company culture. So a lot of times what you'll see when you look at a company, a lot of stuff trickles downward. You need to make sure that the people at the top are good at what they do, because that stuff trickles downward. And if they're bad at what they do, that'll all trickle down. It's not good. They also make sure that their company complies with policies and laws and all of that important stuff, and they monitor risks. So they ensure that the company adheres to legal, ethical, and regulatory standards, and they identify and mitigate potential risks. So you can see that these are really, really big responsibilities that someone has. I don't think it needs to be said, whoever is the CEO of a company, they need to hold themselves accountable for where the company is going. That is part of their job. You can't be the one at the top and then blame other people if the ship is not going the way you want it to go. You're the one that's responsible for steering the ship. I mean, right off the bat, these are things that Meghan cannot do. Meghan does not take accountability for what she does. So, and if we go look back at some of these other things that I mentioned, setting vision and strategy, Meghan doesn't have vision and strategy. She set out to create a brand that she never made sure she could legally take the name. She launched a social media site. It's been 9 months now. It was launched in March, I believe, and nothing has happened. That's not strategic. That is not someone that is strategic. This is not the type of person you want leading a company. Decision making, she makes high-level decisions. We've seen she does not make good decisions. Financial accountability, she can barely handle her own finances. Public representation, she's supposed to be the face of the company, but everyone sees how irresponsible she is. Compliance and risk management, she ensures that the company adheres to legal, ethical, and regulatory standards. We know that there's money missing from Archwell, right? Allegedly. And finally, like the biggest one that I see is the people leader stuff. You're supposed to be a leader. So here, let me say it again. Leadership development. They build and manage a strong leadership team. They foster a positive and productive company culture. Meghan doesn't do this. Meghan, we've heard from as early as like 2015, as I know it's earlier than that, but from what I've read, since her Reitman days, she was bullying people on staff. She is not a team player. She is a competitor, not a collaborator. Those bullying behaviors followed her all the way to the UK, and then they followed her again all the way to Los Angeles. And these are, I want to say allegedly, but these are things that are widely reported and discussed. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I didn't mean to go in that direction yet because I wanted to now talk about narcissists as CEOs and what that means. So when a narcissist assumes a CEO role, certain characteristics may emerge. So narcissists are generally charismatic. So they'll be confident, compelling, making them effective at rallying teams and investors. Their grandiosity can inspire bold visions and ambitious goals. However, they do have a need for admiration. So they may prioritize personal recognition over collective success. This could lead to self-serving decisions that undermine long-term goals. They're resistant to criticism. Narcissistic CEOs often react poorly to feedback, potentially discouraging constructive input. This may result in risky or unchecked decision-making. So basically what this means is if someone comes and provides feedback to the CEO that would have led to a positive result, but the CEO lashes out, guess what? You're creating and you're fostering an environment where people are not going to bring you new ideas because they're scared of that pushback. You're not going to have an innovative company. People will be quiet and not share good ideas. Well, bad ideas, or they won't share ideas at all because they don't want to be on the chopping block. They don't want, to be on the bad side of the CEO. They also have short-term focus. Their desire for quick success might lead to prioritizing short-term gains over sustainable growth. They may also be micromanagers. In order to maintain dominance and control, they may struggle to delegate effectively, stifling team innovation. Meghan, we know she wants to maintain control over everything, including her brand. She likely insisted, in my opinion, on having this title as a way to reinforce her authority and her importance. This reflects her tendency to counter rumors with this image of competence and self-reliance, aligning with a need to maintain this idealized public persona. We know that she rejects criticism. The rumors about her brand turning into a you-know-what show indicate external criticism, but the insider's rebuttal in this article highlights her insistence that everything is under control. This is a defensive stance, and it shows that she is unable to tolerate negative feedback, a trait that, just mentioned previously, is known to be associated with narcissists. In this article, there's also this mention of Meghan keeping her cards close to her chest. This could be interpreted as strategic manipulation of information. This aligns with narcissistic tendencies to tightly control narratives in order to maintain power or intrigue in professional and public spheres. This article also dismisses claims about ARO having difficulty finding a CEO as false. This shows that Meghan is averse to showing any vulnerability or risk of failure. Narcissists often seek to project confidence and downplay setbacks in order to preserve this image of infallibility. Being involved in launching a brand also shows ambition signs, and this aligns with this sense of grandiosity that narcissists have. So Meghan likely views this as an opportunity to demonstrate her superiority or influence on a larger scale, whether in Hollywood, lifestyle branding, or cultural relevance. So, based on all of this that I have mentioned, what are your thoughts? Do you think that Meghan's insistence on being the CEO is about genuine leadership, or is it more about reinforcing control and protecting her image? Why is she keeping her cards close to her chest? What kind of information do you think is she hiding, or maybe I shouldn't say hiding, is she not discussing publicly? Why do you think she would do that? Why the secrecy? So I'm curious to know, what do you all think? What are your thoughts on all of this? I think I've mentioned my thoughts. I feel like this is a train wreck that we're watching right now. I don't know. I wouldn't want Meghan as my boss. I'm going to have a couple more videos coming out that relate to ARO and leadership and Meghan Markle and narcissism. So stay tuned for those. And I'm hoping you like this video. If you did like it, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. I appreciate all the support. I am so excited to be part of this community. I'm so glad that you are enjoying these videos. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye.